Hello everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI. This is episode 19. Last time we lost our goddamn minds going up against Titan Lost. That was just so significant of an event, earth-shattering event, and it was so much fun. Obviously it was so much fun. It's incredible. Hugo Kupka has been slain. Just some tremendous cutscenes that took place there, and we're back at the hideout. And before we go and speak with Blackthorn, which is part of the main quest in helping Mid out with her designs and making a beautiful ship, we're going to talk with Gout, because he's actually got stuff for us to do for the first time in years.
Fancy a look at the list, do you?
Fancy a look at the list? Oh no. What if the update is just this and not the actual reports? You better have some reports for me, mate.
It was luck, and luck alone.
Saw me safely out of the hideaway that night. So many others didn't make it. I see them, you know, in my dreams sometimes, always tell them I'm sorry that I wasn't able to save them.
But now...
I can tell them something different, that Kupka's dead, that you avenged them. And I know what they'll say back to me, so let me say it for them.
Thank you, Clive.
Nice.
Anything catch your eye?
Okay, we got some stuff. Oh, it's added... Oh... Right. You know what? Okay, this makes sense. Here's me going, man, this guy never has anything to do. But for some reason I thought that this was just, because if we go to our map, we should see these immediately on there anyway, shouldn't we? Yeah. For some reason I thought the Alliant Reports were their own thing. But I guess it's just collecting the side quests that we can do, right? So as long as there's no Alliant Reports, there's no side quests outstanding. It's been so long since we've done any Alliant Reports with him that I actually just had assumed that they were their own thing.
How are you doing?
How you doing?
Look.
But it does make sense. Quentin in Lost Wing, for great justice, we can travel right there, which is nice, and use your loaf. So it looks like we've got some side quests. So we're going to do what we need to do in the hideaway first, but we will get to those right after this. So there you go.
I've seen troops amassing at every border crossing.
Alliant
No
Reports.
surprises there. It was the same after Drake's breath.
Who's this? No one. Okay. They're just filling in for where Jill usually stands and broods. Oh. So Jill's up here now instead. Just like, god damn it, bitch stole my spot. That's where I usually brood.
It's good to have you back. I was worried.
He just moved Jill back 10 meters. Have any letters? No letters. Okay.
Blackthorn, can I ask a favor?
Hell with it.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Could spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
Thermal plating designs, instructions on how to go about building oneself a full set of thermal plating to dissipate heat from around a mithril engine should one find oneself in need of such a thing.
Krieger's teats. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy though. And I'll need help. Get Gavin Otto in here, will ya?
All right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, has she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need to do, exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual saw grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Velcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand collecting the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, and we can get this over with.
Letting off steam number 1. Because there will be more.
Up to you who you take to the desert. I mean, Gav's good in a fight, but you don't have my winning personality.
Ah, don't listen to him. You'll be in the lowest of low company with either of us.
You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of these 2 lucky souls is going with you?
I actually get to choose? Oh, that's so cool. For some reason I thought that the game was just going to choose for me. Oh, that's really interesting. Well, we've been out in the field with Gav before, but not with Otto. I want to take Otto. It just feels like a unique decision. Because Gav's been out in the field a lot. We haven't seen Otto in action. No, let's take Otto with us.
Otto, you're with me.
All right, then. Where do we find this Stardust, and how will we know it when we see it?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
And I'm guessing you'll be needing sack loads of the stuff. Might be worth our importers at the Dalimil Inn. I'll head down there. See about finding us a wagon.
All right. I'll meet you by the river.
Yous two take care, eh? I'll go and see this supplier.
Just don't let the bastard fleece you, eh?
Ah, he wouldn't do that. He's Blackthorn's mate. Isn't he?
Best of luck.
Nice, alright. Well, gather the necessary materials. Meet for the river in the south of the Velcroy.
I'll head down to Dalimil, see about hiring us a wagon. Wait for me by the river.
Don't you worry about me. I can smell a swindle from half the twins away.
Alright then. Off we go, lads. Okay, looks like while we're here, we'll be able to have a look at this side quest.
Take a sniff, good sir.
Leave now, there'll be no one to man the shop. Gone, just like that. And without so much as a by your leave.
What's the matter?
It's my apprentice. He up and vanished while my back was turned. I'd go and look for him myself, but I've got a bakery to run. A bakery that's now short 1 pair of hands. Loath though I am to rely on the kindness of strangers, I'm at a loss. Please, will you see if you can find him?
Search for the apprentice. Okay, use your loaf. I'll see what I can do.
I'll see what I can do. Do you know where he might have gone?
I wouldn't be surprised if he was off somewhere mooning at Drake's Fang. He used to work there, you see. Poor fool left his heart in its hollow.
All right. Then that's where I'll start.
Alright. Out into the jaw. Oh, you know what? While we go out into the jaw, there's a whole lot of new hunts to do.
Where did all the men of the rock?
There's a whole lot of new hunts to take on as well. So we're probably going to be doing a fight while we're out here as well.
No, I'm telling you, it's gone. I saw the crater on my way back from the Free Cities, and it was empty.
That can't be true.
But it is. I saw it with my own eyes. And I'm not the only one.
Oh, actually, We can go out this way now as well. Titan's Wake. There's a whole, we're not restricted. We can just go all the way out here. It's pretty big areas. Alright, onto the Chocobo we go.
Ready, go?
Faster!
And we'll see if we can encounter this enemy. I think this is I think this is the bandit enemy. So, see how we go. Oh, there's a bunch of enemies. No, not enemies, but people out here now. And then I think that might be our enemy right there.
The mines. It's all gone.
Damn, look at that.
Lord Kupka's castle too. Do you think he made it out alive?
It's pretty interesting, like, looking at that without the crystal in it. Looks like a giant egg. Giant egg that's hatched. Why can't I talk to people while I'm on my steed?
A mountain of a monster, twice as tall as Titan himself, cracked the fang open like it was a sparrow's egg. I swear, on my grandmother's grave, I saw it myself.
Mate, I believe you. I just called it an egg. Imagine, like, bystanders and witnesses to, like, the Titan Lost fight. They're like, what the fuck? Well, I think this is our enemy. Surrounded by bodies. I'm ready. The Nine of Knives, rank A. The music just gets so much louder in combat.
So do I. Come. Oh. Let us feast on your flesh.
Okay.
Your feasting days are over.
Why do I always pick my first fight of an episode to be a goddamn hunt that's really tough? Get over here, please. I'm begging you. Get your butt over here. Damn it! Oh, this is... Okay, okay. Fuck's sake!
To me, boy.
I'm trying to cast...
Snap you like a snake.
Fucking cleaned me up. Alright, I spent too long trying to get a very specific attack going there, and it didn't work out for me. So, let's try that again. Jesus. You know what I might do? This is actually something that we might do, okay? So, we're gonna go into our... we're gonna go into our abilities. And in our abilities... we can... you can reset single abilities. Some of them anyway. And I might do that to get some ability points back, because what I'm thinking is if we master Judgment Bolt, I can unequip Ramu and put Garuda back on, right? I think that's a good plan. We're not using Raging Fists, so I'm going to give me that back. Alright, we have reset abilities again because we are going back to Garuda! And we're going to use Deadly Embrace, because I miss Deadly Embrace, Aerial Blast, and we've got an upgraded Gouge. Because resetting all your abilities and mastering Judgment Bolt to assign it to any icon is expensive. Costs 2,300 to learn it, 3,100 to upgrade it, and then another, I think it's 5,000 to master it. So that's most of my total ability points by that point, just to put that on another one. The ability points do not come smoothly. So eventually I'll be able to move Judgment Bolt, and I would probably put it here over Wicked Wheel. But, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. We're gonna see, we're gonna have Garuda back in the saddle. It's been a little while, but it should be fine. As long as I don't get poison mist all the time. I'm gonna keep getting poison misted all the time. Oh god, that goes right through a block. Of course it does.
All yours, Torgal.
I don't know what that... He's scaring me. Oh, they just avoided me. Just. Oh, dude. That was a struggle. That one was a struggle. I had to go through all my healing items. That poison mist, gouging through all that poison mist and watching my health almost disappear. I still had elixirs that I could have used, but I was really pushing through all of my items there for that
Those
dude.
who kill for sport deserve no better.
Oh, damn. Well, that was rough, wasn't it, Toggle? My god. Well done, buddy. Okay, well that's that done. Now we can go back to searching for the assistant, which is right over here. Easy fight. Didn't even fail once. Obviously. Sheesh. Well, we're using Garuda again for a while, so that'll be fun. You're just sitting and observing. Okay. Hello. Dusan.
Excuse me.
What do you want?
The baker sent me to find you.
I am a sorry, selfish sod, aren't I? I'm certainly not a baker. Master must have ruled the day he took me in. Time was the sight of the fang used to calm my nerves. But now look at her.
I take it you missed the mother crystal.
I hated her, but she was all I knew. Worked her mines for years. And when she shattered, part of me shattered with her. I had to trade my pickaxe for a rolling pin, but I'm no good at baking. Every loaf I touch collapses. My bread's as hollow as I am. She was the only thing that could fill the hole inside me. Oh, I loved her, damn it. But now she's gone. She's never coming back. What am I supposed to do? I ask her. How does a shell of a man learn to live again?
Ooh. We're getting a bunch of, we are getting a bunch of choices now. This is nice. I like this. It allows us to put a little bit more of ourself into it. Focus on your work, remember the good times, and express yourself. Focusing on your work is definitely a good distraction, especially if you... But it is hard, because love is an inspiration to your work. It's hard to express yourself when you're down in the dumps, and remembering the good times is pretty tough, because I personally feel if you keep wallowing and you are just stuck in the memories, it doesn't allow you to move on. I think option number 1 and 3 are the best ways to move on, because time is the only necessary healing to getting over something like this. He must focus. He must focus on his work. Eventually it'll pass, and his bread-making abilities will come back to him.
Focus on the job at hand. Think about what you can do right now.
What use is proofing loaves when... Wait. Perhaps the solution has been in the bakery all along. You've opened my eyes. Thank you, friend, and fare thee well.
Wait.
Just fall in love with bread instead.
Escort then.
Fall in love with bread instead. That is the easy plan. Back to the Dalamil Inn.
The finest
Take a sniff, good sir. You'll be
Ah, there you are. The man who lit a fire under my wayward apprentice. Though I worry you might have stoked the flames a little too high. He damn near ran me down trying to get to my oven.
Master, it's ready. Behold the Drake's Balm. A truly unique creation.
I dare say it is.
Just look at it. A perfect likeness of the Fang herself. Her steepled peaks, her fulsome spurs, her inviting hollow. True, my loaves collapse more often than not, but what's the Fang without her crater? Why, no Fang at all. And look, inside. She's filled to bursting with a bounty of beautiful crystals. Salt crystals! Master, I have found my purpose. I must use my work here to preserve the memory of the Fang.
Well, if it tastes half as unique as it looks, I'd certainly say you're onto something. Not only is my apprentice back, but he's finally pulling his weight. With any luck, I might even have a new delicacy on my hands. I don't know how you did it, but you have my thanks.
So I reckon he actually fell in love with bread after all. There you go. He's moved on. He's fallen in love with bread. The way that she is a very voluptuous loaf. Gonna definitely have to use that. Hey, may I have a peek inside your hollow? That's what we're calling it now, are we, sir? Look at that beautiful hollow.
You're king, but do you have to use the good salt? Leave some for the rest of us.
Sorry, Master.
It genuinely looks delicious. It genuinely does look so delicious. Oh, I wonder if you have anything to say about Hugo.
And what lawlessness is afoot today?
Not Hugo, but Drake's Fang. Nice.
That was your doing, was it not?
Rumors of the Fang's destruction have already reached the long ears of the Desert Hare, and they will soon be on the lips of every man, woman, and child in Dalamil. Though I doubt they will receive the news quite so cheerfully as I did. This town owed much of its prosperity and protection to the Fang, and many will feel that now it has left us, so too must they.
As for me,
I know what it is to live life without crystals, without wealth. It was not an easy life, but I survived it. And Dalamil has plenty of blessings, even without the Mother Crystal. Its healing waters, its proud people. What need have we for magic? It is but a convenience, a crutch. If the people need a new crutch to lean on, perhaps they ought to look to one another.
my ears are always
Master
open.
Lubo says Drake's Fang is fallen.
There it is. All right. I like how there are like the NPCs in the wild do get updates to the significant story events, which is very cool. Let's gather the necessary materials, and I guess we'll meet Otto out here.
Looks like I found the river. Now where's Otto? Fly, Ambrosia.
You do be standing there waiting.
Otto, sorry I'm late.
Oh, Clive. I had a quick scout about, and I reckon this area's our best bet. Seems Blackthorn's the only one who thinks smithing with his stardust stuff's a good idea. It's just lying here, waiting for any old fool to fill his boots.
But unlike any old fool, you thought to bring a wagon.
Well spotted. Now get filling. There's plenty of the stuff about. May as well grab what we can, eh?
And I have to run all the way down here. Okay.
That should be enough for now. Let's see how Otto's getting on.
How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Legend has it that a star once fell from the heavens and punctured a hole in the Dalmatian desert, whence sprang forth the fountainhead of the river Velcroy. What if it's the mother crystals that came from the sky, right? The mother crystals came from the sky, and then they landed in their respective locations, but Drake's Fang landed a bit too hard. Or maybe Drake's Fang was an egg, and then it hatched into the crystal, guys.
More than me. Put it all together and I can't see Blackthorn complaining. Much. Here, Clive. Do you fancy a walk?
Fancy a walk? He's got a full bag of it. I just put it in my pockets. How do I have more?
Sid would be proud.
Of what?
Of you, you idiot. The way you've carried on what he started. When we first met, I had you down as a spoilt little puppy who enjoyed nothing more than biting the hand that fed you. But 5 years on, you're the one doing the feeding. So thanks for proving me wrong.
You weren't wrong. But I changed. Thanks to Sid. And thanks to you. When I suggested taking on his name, you were the first to back me. And if you hadn't, no one else would have. I couldn't have done any of this without you, Otto.
Don't give over. You're making me blush. All I did was choose hope over despair. I gave you a chance, yes, but you're the one who took it. You took a rabble of homeless, hopeless outcasts and put them back on their feet. Gave them something worth fighting for, just like the old Sid did.
A man worthy of the title. Final Fantasy XVI really gave us 2 Sids, and they're both great.
About time I was heading back, I reckon. All this scrabbling about in the sand's taken its toll on the old pins.
I'll see you back at the Hideaway then. You can take a well-earned rest when you get there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. But I'll make sure Blackthorn gets his precious black sand before I put my feet up. He'll only moan otherwise.
Right. Ready to go home, boy?
Oh! This water is so goddamn pretty. When can we change into Clive's swimwear and we go swimming? Look at this crap. I want to swim in this water so badly. You know, if we had water, if you got water like this, living in the desert ain't so bad. It's not so bad. I'd be in the water every day. Alright, well that's that done. We're gonna head back to the Hideaway, but before we head back to the Hideaway, we're gonna go to Lost Wing.
Ah, Clive. Your timing is exquisite as always. I have a concern which you may be able to assist me with.
Go on.
There are whisperings afoot of shadowy figures having been sighted outside the village. Rustlings in the undergrowth, suspicious noises. My people fear that they are being watched. It may be no more than a surfeit of nerves, understandable in the current climate, or it may be the prelude to something altogether more dangerous. Given what I hope you'll forgive me calling your nose for trouble, I wondered if you might investigate.
Of course.
Excellent. You might begin by speaking with the good citizens of Lostwing. Listen to their tales, and make what you will of them.
All right. I will.
Alright, what have you got to say for yourself? Everyone?
Hello, Sid.
Right. Let's see what the people of the village
Hello,
have to say.
Sid!
I'd better find out if this is just nerves, or something we need to take more seriously.
Speak with the residents of Lostwing. I do like that previous areas can still have some relevance, even on a side quest level. You don't just like forget about places and never come back ever again.
Excuse me. Quentin mentioned strange figures having been sighted near the village. Have you seen anything?
Nah, not me, Gov. I heard the rumours, though. I'm here most days, right next to the gate, and I ain't seen nothing out of the ordinary. Don't worry. Any shady characters try and slip into town this way, and I'll soon come running. And shouting, most likely.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Do you have a moment? There's talk of suspicious figures in the woods. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary?
No, but I've heard something. Sound of scraping metal, like someone sharpening a sword.
Where was this?
In Lorbert's Pass. Was out foraging for herbs when I heard it, screeching out from between the trees. Ran back here as quick as my legs would carry me, and I ain't been back since.
I see. I'll look into it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanking you, her mother. Oh, okay. I only have to speak with 2 residents to proceed. Nice.
Seems Lorbert's Pass is our best bet then. What do you say, Torgal? Shall we go and investigate?
Woo! That's my dog bark. Woo! If he's trying to scare someone. It's a boo bark. Look for the shadowy figures. That did not go how I expected. What a waste of time for 2 gil. Oh my god. I hate picking up 2 gil. I'm trying to Tokyo Drift over here. It's not working. It's a waste of my time.
You there?
Fuck! He's seen us. Get them before they escape.
The fuck? Okay.
Black shields. Here.
So the shadowy figures are black shields.
What is it to you? Not that we give a damn. All that matters to us is that you don't leave here alive.
When the shadowy figures are like genuinely black shields, like a genuine threat and not just random things. I thought it was going to be a fake out almost. What the fuck? How's that for a finish? Times 60 combo attack and then, yeah! Extreme down thrust.
Why were they here? Were they planning an attack on Lostwing? I need to warn Quentin.
Quentin, mate, you had black shields in your backyard. Quentin, what are you doing here? Away from your place of usual standing?
Clive, how goes the hunt for our sinister figures?
I found some black shields hiding near Lorbert's Pass. They're gone now.
Black shields. The Empress's former bloodhounds, though they serve another master now. One who means to root out and destroy both me and those I care for. And it would appear the pack has finally caught the scent of its prey. Damn it all. I had hoped I would have more time than this. more time to prepare. But if we are cornered, we have no choice but to bite back. And bite back we shall.
I'm sorry. You're going to need to explain.
Yeah, what?
Who did the Black Shield serve now? And why would that person want you dead?
Because I want him dead.
Oh, it's personal.
Ooh.
The former Lord Chief Justice of Sanbreque. All that I have built here is for him.
I don't understand. Why him? Why Lostwing?
I suppose it is better that you know the truth. I was a member of the judiciary once. So sickened was I by the injustice of this world, I swore to fight it. And fight it I did in my own small way. I saw more than a few corrupt officials condemned to the very cells into which they had thrown blameless innocents. Men to whom the law was but a scourge to turn against the powerless. And throughout, it was the Lord Chief Justice who backed me, who was my one true ally in the quest to see justice done.
So what changed?
I discovered that he hunted bearers for sport. I was a fool to think he shared my hatred of venality and vice. His support for me was no more than a facade, a means of ridding himself of his rivals, a mask to hide the rot beneath. I filed suit against him immediately. His response, however, was rather more visceral. He had my entire family slaughtered, and he faced no punishment whatsoever. I lost everything. My loved ones, my livelihood, my position, the faith I had once held that any modicum of justice might be achieved through the courts. So I set about enacting my own. I tracked down every soul who served him, and slit their throats myself. But the man himself proved an altogether more difficult target. With money and power come protection, and so I saw that I would need an army of my own. I came here to Lostwing and began recruiting like-minded individuals.
And everyone here knows this is why you do what you do.
Of course. They too have lost loved ones to the bearer hunts. Seen faultless friends sent to the gallows to spare the guilty. All under the watchful eye of the Lord Chief Justice. Our wounds are the same. And our cause is the same. We are comrades. And our revenge is already in motion. We know where he hides, how numerous and well-trained his guard. What we did not know until now, however, was that his plans may already be in motion too.
Quentin.
Our time is short. He may move against us at any moment, unless we move against him first. My friends and comrades, it begins. Make ready for war.
Damn, okay, the backstory of Quinton, and it makes sense, I think, more so now how Quentin and Sid had a bit of a, rapport with each other, like they knew each other. They were both, associated with certain activities, because Sid used to be in the Empire, did he not? As like, he was with the Empire, wasn't he? Yeah. Not Waloed, the Empire. Yeah. Trying to remember back a little while earlier. He used to be with that crew, and then he was no longer with that crew. Meanwhile, this man being a member of the Justice gives us like this brutal out of nowhere backstory. He's like, oh yeah, that'll be that dude. I hate that guy. He killed my entire family, and then I went on a full revenge trip. I'm like, whoa, okay, that came out of nowhere. This is like the valuable parts of the side quests, right? Where they start giving you some useful development on a lot of the other characters and get a lot more context as to why they are in the situations they're in. To war! Is there another side quest for us to do?
I'm not going to change his mind.
Is there a follow-up to this?
That his lordship's vultures should be found circling the village can mean only one thing. That he means to strike at us before we can strike at him. There is no time to lose. The final stage of our plan must be put into motion.
I guess there'll be another side quest related to that. If our help has been requested, perhaps?
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
Yeah, damn. Right, so this is all now updated to new dialogue about it all.
If you're ready, we leave at once.
It seems that they're gonna make a move like real quick. They do not need our help for it, but that was definitely an interesting situation. So they've just switched over to a new master now. I had something else that I was gonna say, and it's unfortunately slipped my mind, but it was relevant. God damn it! And I'm like trying to like search my brain for like what was I gonna say. I got distracted and it slipped my mind. Hopefully it'll return to me. I just remembered what I needed to say, and it was about Quentin telling his dramatic backstory and just like dramatically looking straight into the camera as it like slowly zooms in on his face. And I was just like, this is so intense. He's looking right into my soul as he tells me this story. It's like fourth wall breaking. I'm like, okay, Quentin.
How'd you lot get on? I brought back all that stuff Blackthorn asked for.
So you would have ended up having different dialogue with Gav, and I just realized that you'd end up having some sort of different emotional tale from Gav instead of like the little dramatic chat that we had with Otto. So it has some replayability there to see what the other character would say.
There you are. Blackthorn's got his precious stardust, in case you were wondering.
Blackthorn, got everything you need?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Cheers for the stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
Nice to get out and about for once. Let's do it again sometime, eh?
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It will take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
I'm gonna get to work on the thermal plating, innit? Look at those ability points, though.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
I wonder if Gav, like, willingly refused a glass eye like Karen's got. He's like, nah, I want to look cool. I want to look like I've been seriously injured. But I'm cool looking. No eye patch for me. I need to show off this scar. Oh, I've entered my next reputation level.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Kuka.
I thought that bastard's death would change things.
But when I close my eyes...
I can still hear Yara's voice as he whispers for us to run, as he calls out to the soldiers to distract them. His words saved us, and I'll never forget that, just like he said, words are immortal. And his live on in me. They changed my life, and I've wanted to thank him ever since.
Only I don't know how.
I don't know the right words.
I wish you were here.
To teach them to me.
Your benefactors are a generous lot.
A token! Many claim they wish to change the world. Few actually take it upon themselves to do so. You're an inspiration to us all, a nameless patron.
You earned this.
You earned this.
All done?
Thank you. Alright, ability points. Ability points. Part of me is like, do we begin the massive journey of saving up for Judgment Bolt? But it's so painful how many ability points I'm gonna have to wait just to get that. Hang on. Oh yes, mid is over there. I got confused by the direction. I'm like, is she not in her dungeon?
I think mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name? Right.
What's her name? Speak with Mid's assistant, Helena.
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you. Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
Is it a fallen guardian then? Letting off steam 2. Okay, well, I just did a side quest out this way, and that makes sense. So there were 2 side quests, and both of the side quests end up being in locations where the main quest takes you anyway. So you can't really have any excuse for missing them. Back to Lostwing it is then. I assume this will be some kind of...
Taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales.
I assume this will be some sort of fallen guardian scenario.
You don't need behind.
Let's head on over there. I don't see any enemies here yet.
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Of course. I'll be right back.
Would you mind? I don't see anything.
Anybody home?
Oh, nice. It's another... Nice.
This is your unwanted visitor. Time to go.
It's another Ara Man. Unwanted visitor. Oh god, I'm having Doom cast on me immediately. Okay.
Nice try.
Out of the ray.
Too slow. Nice try.
I love its abilities. I have no healing items. It's fine, I don't need them. Oh, I should have... Okay. I should have done limit break first. It's a shame you can't dodge Doom, but it makes sense, I suppose.
Too slow.
Got him. I'm so glad that there was another one to fight. That was cool.
The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the Hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
Nice. I thought it was going to be a fallen... Because it's fallen ruins, so I was expecting it to be the fallen thing. But no. The Eye of the Warrior. Strength tonic duration by 10 seconds. Only those who have stood in battle can know its boon and its curse. Alright, back to Mid.
Your work is done, Sid. We'll take care of the rest. Let Mid know she'll have her helm very soon, would you?
Very soon. Gotcha. Alright. Back to the Hideaway.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Hippocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him, see what he makes of it?
Right away.
Clive just be out here wanting to do all of the stuff. He's like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll help you out. Yeah, I'll do it. What about Clive? What does Clive want to do, guys? Nobody asks. Everybody asks, where's Clive? Nobody asks, how's Clive?
We're seeing troops amassing at every port.
I was going to see him anyway, just in case there was new law to read. So that's fine. Is Mid, like, reinforcing the big boat that Byron got for us? And making it out of that? Or is she making one from scratch? Seems a waste of a good boat, if not.
Hippocrates, do you have a moment?
For you, Clive? Always.
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
A baffling diagram made all the more confounding by the preponderance of question marks that blemish its borders.
Shielding for a mithril engine? Whatever will that girl think of next? And what are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obolus complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragon fire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obolus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
Okay. Bardolph! Help me!
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure Either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive.
Okay. Which girl are you gonna take with you?
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames. We could have done with some of that on Drustinus.
I doubt I would have survived that place with or without it. A trip to Northreach, though, I think either of us could handle.
See, I feel like we gotta take Jill, because Jill is wife. But then I feel like Tyre could be a great opportunity to maybe get... Like, this is the thing. This is the same thing with Gav and Otto, right? Gav is male wife, but we took Otto because Otto doesn't get out that much, and it was nice to get a little bit more time with him. And then Jill and Tyre, it's like we've been out with Jill a lot, and we've got a lot from her, and I fully expect that we'd go somewhere with her and she'd go, feels so good to not be part of the Iron Kingdom anymore, and be my own person. And I'm feeling great after my rest, you know? Or something like that. I don't know. She probably would say something new. But then with Tyre, I actually don't know. And I'm more curious about that as a result of taking Tyre out. It's the same thing with Gav and Otto. So I'm sure Jill will understand. I'm going to take Tyre.
So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
And then we get to the end of the game, and the people that we didn't pick get killed as a result. Because that is the butterfly effect.
All right. So, what are we fetching?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
Garlic? Conch shells? Are you sure this is the right list? Looks like the ingredients for someone's supper.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Well, isn't that convenient? I was hoping to be able to make a trip over that way sometime soon. Need to speak to an old acquaintance. I'll meet you there.
All right. Stay safe.
See you later, Clive.
Good luck with your research.
See, she's fine. She's like, I'll see you later. In your bedroom where I stand sometimes, because you don't have a bed big enough for the two of us. And I will scold you for not taking me with you. So can't I take Gav and Otto and Jill and Tyre? Alright, let's make for the Northreach markets.
Keep them pilchards nice and chilled.
Need to stock up on these.
Spoiling another catch.
There you are, Tyre.
Ah, and there you are. We shouldn't have any problems finding what we need in a place like this. But if time is of the essence, perhaps we should split up. Take a few items each.
All right. What shall I look for?
Let's see now. Why don't you take the garlic and the pepio nuts? Meet me by the gate when you've got them.
The pepio nuts. Hey, mister, you got any pepio nuts?
Buy, sell, or be gone.
Alright, mate. The edible fruit of the pepio plant is prized by chocobo breeders, although the superstition that it lends a stud bird additional stamina seems largely founded on its blushing, swollen form than any quantifiable results.
Go on, take it.
Thanks.
There's talk at the glass gate.
Hello, traveller, you got any fucking garlic?
You haven't much, but you're free to look.
Alright, mate. You're much more polite than the other man. I'm sorry for swearing. Elementary alliums are a hallmark of classical Sambraquois cuisine, so much so that it is tradition for the Emperor to award honorary titles those responsible for supervising their cultivation and preparation in the White Worm Castle kitchens, the so-called Garlic Knight among them. I've heard that term Garlic Knight before, I think. I think I have, in terms of Final Fantasy. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I feel like I've heard that term before. I don't know. Just rings a bell. I know I've heard of Onion Knight. I know there's people like to refer to... There's Onion Knights, but for some reason Garlic Knight also rings a bell. But maybe I'm just getting it confused with Onion Knight.
I hope it's to your liking.
Vegetable Knights.
Hopefully Ty is finished too.
Tom, Vegetable Warriors.
You'll not find a bruised pippin in the...
Well, did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Job done. We should get this back to Tomes then. He'll be waiting. But we're not in too much of a rush, are we? Quick chat.
There we go. Special moment with a different character. Oh no, this feels romantic. Sorry, Ty, I'm married.
Do you know, I think this is the very first time we've been out on an errand together.
That's why I chose you.
I think you might be right.
In all the years since you and that scowl of yours first appeared, you haven't invited me out once. For shame.
Well, it seemed long overdue. And you did say you had some shopping to do.
I was hoping to restock my supplies of herbs and liniment, yes. You and Jill alone burned through them like wildfire. No luck, though. My usual supplier's not here, and I refuse to pay the prices these gougers charge.
I'll ask Karen when we get back. What is it?
Oh, just memories. I came here with Sid once, shopping for supplies, just like today. And just like today, I came away empty-handed. Sid even said he'd speak to Karen for me when we got back. Has it really been 5 years? I remember it as if it was yesterday. Hold on. Does that mean it's been 5 years since we met? Feels a lot longer.
It does. In a good way, of course. Thank you, Tyre.
For what?
For everything. I just want you to know that all you've done for us, all you still do, it's appreciated.
Do you think I'd stick around if I thought it wasn't? But in the spirit of sharing and caring, you're appreciated too, by all of us.
I'm like, oh, there's romantic undertones here. I'm like, what are you sharing and caring with me right now, dude? There's a ring on this finger.
Well, I think we've tarried long enough. I ought to get these ingredients back to Tomes so he can make up this concoction of his. I'll meet you back at the Hideaway, all right?
All right. And thanks again.
I heard you the first time.
What's with the fade to black? Because they didn't really need to be a fade to black there, did they? They could have just said, all right, I'm off then. But it fades to black. A suspicious amount of time passes between these characters that we don't get to see. But guess what's really fun about video games with multiple save files is I decided that I want to see what happens if we take Jill with us as well. Sorry, Gav, but I'm a little more interested in the other alternative. It seems as if everyone kind of touches on Sid and reflecting on that time, which does make a lot of sense. But the fact that there was a little bit of like it just felt a little bit romantic that I'm kind of curious. So I want to see Jill's interaction with Clive in this scene. Ty is definitely more my type. but, Jill is canon story wife, clearly. So let's reload just to see what Jill has to say if we take her with us.
So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
Very well. So then, what do we need to find?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
White chocobo eggs. Pepio nuts. Are you sure this list is right? Everything on here seems very edible. I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now. Join me there when you're ready.
I will. Until then.
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia.
When she's like, saying like, the shame on you, you've never asked me out until now.
Good luck in Northreach. Try not to get too distracted from the task at hand.
She's making a dig. She's making a dig. She's a little bit jealous. And that's also why she says, you and Jill go through all the supplies. She's just trying to take little digs. She got a spot for Clive. I thought white chocobos were supposed to be like, ambrosia is like supremely rare. But I'm assuming maybe it's just white chocobo eggs, as in the color of the eggs are white, maybe. Not necessarily that they are from a white chocobo.
How the hell is anyone supposed to afford that?
All anyone ever wants.
I guess. Oh, Jill's over the other side.
You'll not find a
those
living in the bushel.
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients each.
All right. What am I looking for?
How about you look for the pepio nuts and some garlic? I'll find the other things we need. We can meet by the gate when we're finished.
All right, I'll get these things that I certainly have not gotten before. Let's grab them.
Come and get...
What can I interest you in today? Ah, yes.
Hello, sir. Thank you, sir. Give me some garlic, please, sir. Now you fucker.
Buy, sell, or be gone.
I've got your nuts.
That's everything.
Got your nuts.
Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Welcome.
Got your nuts.
I do like a customer who knows what he wants. You've a keen eye.
Keep them pilchards nice and chilled. I won't have you.
Keep them pilchards nice and chilled, mate.
Did you find everything?
I did. Here.
And then Jill says, all right, back to the hideaway, and then we don't have a scene at all.
Perfect. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to somehow turn all this into what Mid needs to keep her engine cool.
Yeah, here it is.
But before we head back, would you walk with me a while?
Would you walk with me a while?
Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Was there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just... oh.
You all right?
Sorry. It's just... you're right. I really do feel like a child again being here with you. Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive.
Fade to black off-screen makeout by the lake. This was much more of a touching scene. I liked this a lot. I'm glad that I looked at it.
Well, I suppose we better be getting back. I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates and Talia. I'll see you at the Hideaway.
Take care.
I will. You too.
Jill with that food riz. Want to have bread and soup with me, Clive? And a pie, maybe? And he's like, fuck yeah, I love food. That's great. He's like, I came here for a pie. I want you to share it with me. Share the pie so our souls will be bonded together like the Paupu fruit. Amazing. All right, I'm happy with that scene. I liked it. It was touching and definitely a lot more of a nice moment between people that have a lot of history. I liked that we took Taya for obvious reasons that Taya has not really got a spotlight like Otto in terms of getting out of the Hideaway. But Jill's scene was obviously better because it makes more sense for the story and the characters. You feel that silly little tension between them.
I wonder how Harpocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
Harpocrates, how comes the Mountain Dew, please? I need to know. I wish to paint the engines with Mountain Dew. It's highly resistant to flames.
Welcome back. I hope you two had fun while I was busy helping Harpocrates.
Just so jealous.
Ah, Clive. Harpocrates has all the ingredients. We were just waiting for you.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Harpocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Talia how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course.
Of course.
Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice just being with you.
It appears our work here is almost at an end.
She liked it.
A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moondew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other, followed By a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates.
Testing and retesting. The new Final Fantasy spin-off franchise letting off steam. I can't believe we're already at the third letting off steam game. I wonder what they're going to do in letting off steam 4.
I better go and give Mid the good news then.
But in America, it's called letting off steam 2.
How good it is to see you, Clive.
All right, I should ask you about these.
I have said it many times.
Hugo Kupka was a murderer, but he was also a thief. A thief who robbed us of our happiness, of our hope. And though I know it is wrong to revel in the death of another, we can take solace in the fact that he will never steal anything from us ever again.
His story is ended.
Thank you, Clive. He, goes to Hugo Kupka in his books, and he's like, dead!
Were you aware
that in many cities bearers are forbidden from having children? 'Tis believed that the Aether used to bring a child into the world, hastens the crystal's curse, lessening the mother's productivity. Do you think that they pay, or maybe they do, do they pay voice actors by the word, by the letter, or by the amount of time that they're there? Is it a set amount that they're paid? Because you gotta wonder, if they got them, that's a genuine question. I actually don't know, because, I haven't really looked into it. But you look at something like this and you're like, it takes only a few more seconds to just read the whole thing. Such is the world we live in. Fortunately, Tet and Crow's parents were able to escape that world, if only for a brief few summers. Skipped ahead of myself and had to switch the words around. My brain slowed down for a second. A few brief summers.
But what of the twins themselves?
Born in the Hideaway, one touched by magic, the other spared its burden. Their minds are blissfully untainted by the poisonous rhetoric of priests and politicians. They will grow up knowing there is no difference between man and bearer, and they will pass that truth onto their own children, and they to theirs, until the world we live in now is but a footnote in the annals of history.
Yes, change will come.
And through a magic which requires no crystal to conjure, one that will endure long after the last mother crystal has fallen. I wonder what that world is going to look like.
I have compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them.
Yes. Teeny tiny bit.
If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it.
A teeny tiny update. I love how it's just like, yeah, this guy's just a landlord. Once a high-ranking member of the San-Brequois Judiciary, Quentin was ousted from his post and his family slain on the orders of the Lord Chief Justice. Quentin swore to bring his own brand of justice upon his nemesis' head, but it is to this end that he recruits like-minded bearers to his cause. How crazy is that? It's like, yeah, first encounter, you're just some guy. Second encounter, my whole entire family was killed and then I slit the throats of my nemesis's friends. Like, it's such a jump in the lore entry. God damn. Lay of the Land. Lost Wing. So it had fallen almost entirely into ruin after the new rides bypassed it. That is until Quinton, a co-conspirator of Sid's, took it upon himself to rebuild it. His chief aim in doing so was to amass enough manpower to take revenge on the Lord Chief Justice of Sanbreque, and he found no shortage of others who had suffered at the man's hands willing to join him. Fearing this coming retribution, the Lord Chief Justice set the Black Shields to seek out this village in order to destroy it. Now if we go to Sid for a moment. History with Benedicta. No, he entered the service of Waloed, not the Empire. So he was born in a land beyond the twins. He journeyed to Valistea as a sword for hire. Right. And that's another key crucial element, is I was questioning the world at large. And then obviously we have references to like a greater continent, stuff like that. And really early on, we've had that information that Sid was born beyond the twins. and he entered the service of Waloed. Right, I got it confused. I was like, Empire or Waloed? Because Benedicta is in league with Waloed, so that makes sense. But then I was also like, they're hanging around with the Empire, and then Benedicta's also with Hugo, so I'm like, everyone's everywhere. But yeah, I just wanted to reread this just to make sure I had it right, and I had it wrong. I can't expect to remember everything, but that's all right. I've corrected myself now. So I guess he and Quentin crossed paths later. They were not both in the same group. The Lord Chief Justice is the highest ranking judge in the Sambrequois Judiciary. Quentin served under the previous holder of the office and respected the man deeply for supporting him in his crusade to rid the ranks of corruption. However, all this was to change when he discovered that his idol hunted bearers for sport. The Lord Chief Justice backing for Quentin no more than a veil of morality to disguise the rot beneath. Quentin turned his ire upon the man, only to be met with swift and severe retribution, the slaughter of his entire family. This is another thing why this thing is so useful. Like, there's obviously so much information to take in that eventually you're like, oh, I've actually forgotten some details, and you can go and refresh yourself very nicely. And it's all laid out quite well. Canva's independence. The Free City's bid for independence began in 849, where several prominent Canvarian guildmasters announced their desire to secede from the Republic of Dalmatia. After a bit of struggle lasting 8 long years, the independence was finally achieved in 857. In Mysteries of the Realm, the Enterprise, the Hideaway's Mithril engine-powered flagship. Designed by the father and daughter team of Sidolphus and Midadol Telemann, the ship is currently under construction in a hidden cove on the outskirts of Canva. So definitely a different... they're not using, like, the ship that Byron gave us as, like, a base and then building on top of it. They're, like, just a brand new ship. Brand new one.
You are always welcome, Clive.
There you go. All right, let's report back to Mid. Let's see what Mid has to say for herself now.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid, but you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Harpocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat, a coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
To the Black Hammer.
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is going to require some precision walloping.
Off-screen construction noises. 5 years later.
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's 1 down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off, my gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
Which is like, now you have to do the quest another 3 times.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
All right. Finally, time to go to Sid's grave. A new quest is available nearby as well. With Vivian. No, not with Vivian. That's Vivian. At the reading table. And then an extra side quest, Weird Science. Mid's Dungeon. Okay. Nice. Extra things to do. And Otto is the next thing to do.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. Is everything we've received and everything promised?
What are these rewards? 2 meteorite. I have 1,000,000 of those. You get to like 550 and it's like, here, have these 2 items that you've gotten 1,000,000 times already. Give me some ability points. Few are those who would strive to lighten the burden borne by the crystal's curse, but if we are to survive the coming storm, we must stand together, bearer and brother, as you have shown us. A friend in Northreach.
All yours. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Wow, thanks. Thank you so much.
The Enterprise will have 4 mithril engines, each needing its own displacement stack. So just 3 more like this, and we'll be finished.
Easy.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build? Yeah. He said it was some sort of chimney stack. Must be quite.
Chimney stack. Right, my missive in my quarters. Let us have a read.
He cracked the crystal too.
Oh, hello. 3 new ones. Off the record. I was thumbing through the Hideaway ledgers at Otto's behest and might have come across something that might need your attention. Maybe. And by that I mean immediately. You'll know where I'll be. Okay. Bad feeling. Clive, something ain't right with that hound of yours. When it pleases your lordship, come pay me a visit at the toll. Okay. And about Blackthorn. The pen is mightier. than the sword. Cheers, you helped Dragon Blackthorn out the dumps the other day. Thing is, I reckon he's gone and thrown himself back in, judging by the droops of his jowls lately, so I'm thinking maybe it weren't just the leather what was on his mind. Maybe there's other demons jabbing their pitchforks into his privates. I know you're a busy bloke, but next time you find yourself free, maybe we could go and ask the old bastard what's got him so hot and bothered. Assuming it ain't just the forge. Blacksmith's Blues 2. Blacksmithy Boogaloo. Alright, well, we've got a bunch of requests. As soon as you press...
Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case.
Alright, I was wondering if it was going to teleport me there. I have to, like, accept these and have a little cutscene after every one.
What could be wrong with Torgor? He seemed well enough when I last saw him.
A bone to pick. And then another one. Off the record.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
Payback. Alright, we got some side quests. Side quests. So we got side quests upon side quests. And then we got another one down there. Lovely. And here I thought we were going to be going to Sid's grave. Turns out, I lied.
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgor?
So you can read. Congratulations. But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at them. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
Speak with Hippocrates. Tomes, what has befallen my animal, my companion?
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgor. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite, which is certainly a new development. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgor, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient. Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
Okay. Get this dog some old animal bones. Gotcha. Slay elder antelopes in Cressida. They're just living their lives. They're just in retirement. And I have to go and murder them. They're just chilling, living day to day, and now I need to go and get their bones.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Let's see what Gout wants.
Clive, did you get my letter?
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Otto might be listening.
Is this better?
A little. Listen. I've some bad news. It turns out the Hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders, and it's maybe my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. 0, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's going to take some time, and I'm going to need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I hope he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the Hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility, and it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're going to make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are. A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe, and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really? Do you think so?
No, I don't.
Oh, so brutal. 2 star rubies. So, a talent. We now know the amount of a talent to gil. 1 talent, 1 million gil. 5 talents each. 5 million gil each. Jesus. And the first thing that was going to come out of my mouth was, don't we have a crap load of money? right? I was like, do we have a crap load of money from Lord Byron? And then I'm like, wait, this is like amounts of gil that I've never even heard spoken out loud before. Like, even 1 million is a lot, but we're talking 15 million. One of 3 brilliant gemstones acquired and set aside by Sid for a rainy day. Otto now deems that day to have arrived and wishes to use the rubies to pay off 3 outstanding debts to Lady Karen, Martha of Martha's Rest, and Isabel of the Vale. Hope you girls like jewels. I've got jewels, Betty. Jewels. Well, before we head out, let's also see what everyone else wants. We make sure to collect all of the quests and then head on out into the field for a spot of multitasking. Wonder what Blackthorn is sad about today.
Well, that's it then. I'm buggered. Here, Sid. Reckon you might be just the man to help me out of a bit of bother, if you've a mind to.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this alembic the chief's got me making. Lovely bit of kit it is. Bung in a solution you want splitting, and it will separate it out, just like that. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities. And with some of the stuff we need it for, that ain't good enough. Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off. And that's where I was hoping you could help me out.
Why not?
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too. Distilling medicines and the like. Alright. Why not?
Proper job!
So what exactly do you need for this filter?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the chief. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. Couldn't believe my eyes. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out clear as a mountain stream. So, I did a bit of reading about where I might be able to get hold of some. And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind when they die, see?
I take it that's where I come in.
If you wouldn't mind. I saw a billet on the hunt board for one just the other day. Would have gone myself, but, well, fighting dirty great balls of flame isn't exactly my forte. You, on the other hand...
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you kindly. And good hunting, eh?
Weird science. Kill the Bomb King. Gotcha. Use the hunt board to locate the Bomb King. Lovely. Well, I always like when we have a side quest that's got a plus sign to it, because I'm like, we're gonna unlock something cool. Maybe. Okay. The hunt board. Ask about bomb sightings. Are you on the hunt for a Bomb King, Kupo? If so, I have a billet that might interest you. And their name is Oppenheimer. A curse breaker aiming for the Imperial chase took a wrong turn in a nearby wood, within which she discovered the ruins of a fallen airship, and within them a beast akin to a great ball of fire that chased her screaming from the grove. The soldier later identified the creature in an almanac of echoes, but was firm in her insistence that the bomb she saw was near 10 times the size of one depicted therein. I love that it has a crown. We can find it in the Croc of Sandbreck. Thank you, Nectar. And I guess it just stays here, yeah. Head to the Croc, mate.
Told me she was building a ship.
And now we will see what Blackthorn has to say for himself. Imagine if he just says, no, it's fine, guys. Here, have this on the house. No quest today.
Blackthorn. Do you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, and you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, you've got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. The edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you?
Nah. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword.
Karen, sharp sword. Fill a man in, will you?
You're looking well, Karen.
What do you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh, and he's a touch eccentric, if you take my meaning.
I appreciate the warning.
Okay. Find Ignac in Dalamil, slay older antelopes in Cressida, use the hunt board to look at the Bomb King, etc., etc. Lovely. We've got stuff to do. What should we do first? Let's have a look at our map. I think let's go and slay elder antelopes. Now, Cressida. Oh, maybe it's this area. This is the place where the what's his face? Carpenter man used to live, right? I think. Alright, well, there's not really a place that's close, so we'll go from Eastpool. Got some giant antelopes around here. There they are. Elder antelopes.
Yeah, we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal?
This is a nice supply of bones. I thought because he was a frost wolf we'd be doing something a little more cold when I first thought about this. That's alright. Pressing the wrong button. I'm trying to do Phoenix Shift, but I keep down thrusting because I'm an idiot. Such an epic battle. A battle for the ages, that was. 20 bloody hides.
Now, will it be enough, I wonder?
That was quick.
I say that answers my question, which means we owe the lawsman our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy. After it.
Yes. He liked that treat, though. Cannon broken. It was just Karen who he doesn't like. He accepted my treat. Alright, return to the hideaway and speak with Karen.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup.
He is.
All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
Short of slaying a behemoth, or a curl, a bison, a minotaur, or an adamantoise, one would be hard-pressed to find a larger leg bone. If this does not satisfy Torgal's ancestral hunger, chances are nothing will. They keep name-dropping the behemoth. Where is it?
You can, eh? I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
Battery low. Speak with Harpocrates.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought, but one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone, and while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid.
I said this!
In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty.
I said this.
And that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
That's very satisfying, because this is what I was brainstorming. I was brainstorming this stuff when Torgal first transformed, because I'm like, okay, he's from the northern places, so associated with Shiva's dominant, but then I'm like, he spent a lot of time with Sid, and he looks like he's got lightning coming out of his ass, so he's like, I wonder if it's like hanging out with Sid gave him like this power, but then he's also been with me, and I have like the flame stuff going on, so I'm like, what is he like? Has he fed off of energy of being with different dominants? I like that it actually is like verbally spoken. I love it when I look at something and brainstorm and it ends up having some weight to it. It's so satisfying. Even a legendary king, surrounded by the realm's greatest knights and blessed by the very heavens, would have found himself hard-pressed to unite the warring tribes of ancient Valisthea. Fortunately, he had the help of his fine and trusty hound, Cavil. Cavil's Fang increases Torgal's attack potency. Nice. That's a cool quest. We got an accessory for our dog. Love that. And some cool lore. Very rewarding side quest when you get that lore. And we've obviously got a few more quests to do. And we will be doing that next time, as well as speaking with Otto. So thank you so much for joining me for today's episode of Final Fantasy XVI. And I'm very excited to continue these quests next time.